narrative based on belief sounds like this. 6,000 years ago, God created heaven, and then created Adam and Eve. Eve gave Adam the fruit, and somehow God gave this piece of land to the Jewish people. It is based on a belief. Can you prove it? No. Can you disprove it? No. If you believe in God, can you prove it? No. Can you disprove it? No. Because it's based on a belief. What you can do is debate it and enjoy a verbal conversation with people you like or people you hate. But belief is always debatable, and you can never prove it or disprove it. The other narrative is based on fact. Back in 1897, about 200 Jewish nationalists met in Basel, Switzerland, and over 2 days they discussed how to turn Palestine into a Jewish homeland. Everything ever since is about the creation and maintenance of a Jewish-only state on the land of Palestine. In 1897, it was a political and social and economic norm in Europe to have a group of people live in Europe and go somewhere else, and create a replica of Europe in other people's indigenous land. It was not viewed as criminal behavior. It was not viewed as racist or wrong. What is happening in Palestine is not special or exceptional. If you wanted to have a plan to establish a state somewhere else, in Africa, and you speak a European language like America, New Zealand, or Australia, or from Latin America like Brazil, you would go through a process that has 3 main elements. One element has to do with indigenous population that lives there. Second has to do with the land, because we are after resources. And the third thing is manpower. How are we going to recruit manpower? So, if you want to establish a Jewish land in Palestine, you go to Palestine, and you find a beautiful, diverse society of over 1 million people, diverse in religion, skin color, language. Regardless of their diversity, you view them as an obstacle. That is the mindset you view indigenous people, as obstacles. How were indigenous people around the world treated? They were treated in one of 3 ways. First way, elimination, genocide. This was the fate of 97% of the population of North America, 95% of the population of Brazil, and nearly 96% of the Aborigines of Australia, 80% of the Maoris in New Zealand. They were all butchered. The second common way is to view indigenous population as human resources and set them up for exploitation. That was the case with the British state in India, or the Dutch and English state in South Africa. The third way is a bit different and not as common. It is forcible displacement. You remove people. This happened in Poland. And in the northern frontier of India, when 1 million people were murdered, to push Muslims north and push Hindus south. In Palestine, the way to fix the demographic problem that Palestinians represented was through displacement. Since the year 1919, when the British adopted the plan of creating a Jewish-only state in Palestine, not 1 month passed without witnessing the forced displacement of a Palestinian individual, a Palestinian family, a Palestinian village, a Palestinian town, or a Palestinian city. Under British rule, nearly 125,000 Palestinians were forcibly displaced from 62 communities. Unlike any other indigenous population on the planet that were viewed as savages, primitive people, etc., Palestinians were viewed as nobodies, the slogan that was used and still repeated to this day. Palestine was a land without people. For people without a land, Palestinians are not even viewed as primitive people. They are viewed nobodies. If you want to believe that Palestine was once a land without people, then you eliminate 10,000 years of human history that have been evolving in the city of Jericho. You eliminate 6,000 years of human history in the city of Hebron. Beside eliminating the people physically, you eliminate their indigenous culture, their indigenous wisdom, their roots. Why do supporters, defenders, and beneficiaries of Israeli criminal behavior insist that Palestinians don't exist? Is it because Palestinians do not exist? I'm very much aware of myself and my existence, and I'm sure nearly 15 million of us on this planet have the same awareness. But why? It actually makes sense. You cannot commit crime to people who don't exist. When you eliminate the people, the subjects of your crime, you eliminate the crime. It's not because we don't exist. It's because a supporter, a defender, and a beneficiary of Israeli criminal behavior can claim that the crime never took place, because there are no people to subject them to this criminal behavior. If you want to turn Palestine into a Jewish-only state, or a Jewish homeland, land becomes important. We, the Palestinian society, are very diverse. Yet, we have one thing in common. We belong to families that were robbed completely or partially of their inheritance, property, and land. The State of Israel passes laws that legalizes land theft. Land that, of course, from the point of view of the perpetrator, it's the law. We confiscate the land. We appropriate the land. But from the point of view of the victim, it's nothing short of robbery. For those who say, it's the law. If the law is racist, then change it. The third part, in addition to Israeli civil laws and Israeli military laws, that legalizes and normalizes the process of land theft is God. The ideology that rules the Israeli regime is a secular ideology. There is no room for God there. But, as an Israeli historian once put it, Zionists are people who do not believe in God, but nevertheless believe God gave them Palestine. Christianity was also abused to justify genocide land robbery. ISIS exploits Islamic faith to do the exact same thing. Every religion can and has been abused to justify criminal behavior.